Power of three quaternary curses within the algorithm of space and time in the fabric within reality, given to us by the heavens to use for our magical purposes. When you do wizard things and cast magical spells, two different types of magic. Wizard magic and spellcasting magic is different. You make signs and songs with witchcraft magic, which is not, by the way, that don't make you a witch. That makes you a wizard. A practitioner of magic is a wizard, not a witch. A witch is someone who's differently minded. People who see dead people or through the future or the past, or things about someone, aspects of certain entities due to things they touch, or places they go, or other entities they are around, including people or animals, and or other things that are entities, sentient in nature, or energetic in nature, which is all things. There you go. That's the explanation for that. The power of three cuss thing, cuss words. There's always been a set of cuss words that were cuss words, like the word fuck, bitch, and damn. Three cuss words. You say them each 3 times within that spell. And a fourth cuss word that you make up with whoever the fuck you're damning or casting a spell upon. Quaternary. Power force spell you must use 4 corners, north, south, east, and west, or the 4 seasons. 4 seasons much more powerful than 4 directions. Being seasons, they last a long time. Be careful, you can buck your whole place out for a season of that magic. Instead, it's the direction of the magic to be cast in. Starting with the first one, you call out. If you want to say, hey, going north, you say north first. You say you want to go east first. You got to maintain your position between where you are and where your fucking spell person, whatever your casting's at, from relation to you, and the direction matters. That direction is first on the corners. Opposite corners are called, followed by cross corners. However you want to do that within your spell. Does that explain that part? Okay. One last thing. 7x7 spell, that is simply the creator's signature. You need praise Yahweh, creator of the heavens and the earth, and his son Yahshua, who reigns in heaven on the throne forever and ever. Hallelujah. That's the end. That's the 7x7 power, heavenly power, Yahweh's power, power of magic, by the Almighty who created the universe itself and created us and Messiah to save us from all the sins, because we don't need forgiving. You just believe that shit. Do what you can with the 10 things and use that other thing as an excuse when you can't or don't. Doesn't mean you don't try the 10 things, commandments, those. I maintain proper diet, but it's not part of the 10 things. It just helps the long process better with the science of the mind and the body. Chemically speaking, from a genetics aspect, right, proteins matter to harmonize properly between yourself and the food within you that is making you more pieces of yourself out of the food to build yourself with, as it discards pieces of yourself into your poop that you poop out. Penetrating your body with anything is a sexual action, including a needle. Penetrating another's body with something like that is a sexual act, penetration, including needles. And if something's against the will, it's rape. You're an unwilling victim, unwilling volunteer for that sacrifice, that action, that part of the ceremony. Rape can be done with a needle. It's a rape needle. Okay? You force it into someone against their will, it's a rape needle. It's not against their will, it's not a rape. It's still a needle. Still penetration, still an act of penetration. Still a sexual act, still symbolic in nature. For magic purposes, this is done. You see this now, how you cast magic upon yourself every time you rape yourself or let someone have sex with you with a needle. Right? Does that make sense to you? Symbolic in nature, belief of the mind, makes it more real to you and more powerful in effect, and everybody else believes that shit to be true too. Spread the word, disseminate information. Right? I got charged with a charge, disseminating information. That's illegal. I spread word, that's what I do. Just now I did it. They charged me with this in Livingston County, Kentucky. There were some words I said that they used those words as an excuse to put me in a state mental hospital on accusations of crazy. They had court there and said, yeah, he's crazy, he belongs in here, keep him here longer. I was already punished with being a state institution for my words in a form of manner. You can't punish me twice for the same words. That's double jeopardy. It doesn't matter if it's in a criminal court, not the civil court. They still put me in a mental institution, house me in a state facility against my will. Wouldn't let me out no matter what I said or how good I argued or how good of a valid of a point I had about my home condition falling apart without me there because I'm not there. Specifically that reason. Does that make sense? Psychologically? Legally? Because I talk like this all the time and I can't stop it. It's a part of who I am. I ain't taking their meds, hadn't since they let me out. I quit that shit and I was like this time doing this all the time. I can't stop. I don't just do this. It's not an act. It's not an act. When I was in the jail, I was the whole time I was in there. The whole time, crying my fucking eyes out. Sounded just like that. That's what I sound like when I'm in 13-month-old and I'm talking. I'm like crying like a baby, but you don't really hear it because then I'll put all the force through it. It's just shit coming out of my mouth constantly without my control. I'm sitting in a jail cell, fucking crying my fucking eyes out like a 13-month-old infant, bawling like that, not screaming loud, but like that. Nobody heard me. I was by myself. They wouldn't give me a mat, wouldn't give me a blanket to lay down, cover up with nothing. I'm a little girl in a jail. Oh, I had a 9-year-old little girl in a jail. That's my frame of mind mode. I got multiple personalities. I do that shit. I regressed back when I was abused and molested at 9 years old. Okay, I regressed that far. I regressed to 6 years old sometimes without being abused, sort of trying to be nice to people. I was trying to be nice, and I got abused real bad for that alone. I did have a good heart. Just looked freaking weird. My dad beat the fuck out of me. My mom got upset, got mad at me, got scared of me for my niceness to her. I was trying to be nice to you. I took that niceness and buried it. Part of a satanic ceremony. I was fed up. I was going to use the demons of the world to make Yahweh talk to me, make the real God. You want a God that created all this? I'm the real guy. Come talk to me and tell me why I gotta go to hell and all that shit. The demons of the underworld. I used them in a curse. When I buried a dead animal that I had stuffed and presented to my mother as a gift of love. That, hey, here, you think the doctor stuffed animals on this wall are pretty, mommy? I am 6 years old. I will make you a stuffed animal and present it to you as a gift because you like those so much. They're pretty. You said, I made you a pretty gift, mommy. I'll find a toad and rip his guts out with a pencil and stuff cotton inside of him and put him in a pretty little box and give it to you and say, Mommy, I got you a pretty present. And you look at it and scream at me, oh, my dad wants my ass. Oh, I get satanic. You fucking hurt me in the ass. You hurt me in my butt. Everywhere else on my body, from my neck to my ankles and my backside with your belt. They just hold me by the upper part of my arm. And I'm dangling and squirming and you're hitting me everywhere in the belt anywhere. That's what my whoopings were like. Every time I got a whooping, I was a bad little kid. I got a lot of whoopings, okay? Bad. I went to school and, well, I was held home from school by my mom. I had bruises from my neck to my ankles. From dad whooping me with something not a leather, something like vine he pulled out of a tree. It was too dead and not snappy whippy. It was dirty, hard. It bit me with a cane, basically. A rod, sort of. You know, big guy took vine. Yeah, big guy train, bumpy dog. Sick of that though. Daddy was. Yeah, but he was, shot our dog, and then mama kicked him out, and I come back there. And try to make mom. He got on the table, I think, or mom in the living room. I'm not sure. I woke up and I seen him on the table fighting. And guy got off mom, came to look at me, came towards me, pulled his zipper up on the way. So I don't know. I heard later, mom said he raped her. That's what I heard my whole life from mom. Later on, I got a dog and said, hey, mom. But that thing happened when I was a kid. I seen a lot more of that. And you guys know, I was sitting there in my bed watching y'all at the table, fighting. Before Dad noticed me, he picked me up, threw me over his shoulder, and I tried to hold on to everything, including you, to get out of the house. Everything else, everything slipped through my little bitty fingers. I wasn't strong enough to hold on to Mama. You understand my traumatized childhood a little bit? When I was 13 months old, something bad happened. I was taken from my parents and given to some strangers who prayed over me in another language. And they cursed me, or blessed me. Tried to bless me, but cursed me somehow. I was already cursed. When I come out of my mom's vagina, I had a thin cord wrapped around my neck. Doctor had to injure my head by pushing me back through that fucking closed up vagina. Squish my head a little bit, because babies' heads are soft. And injure my brain, untangle the cord, and then re-injure my brain again by putting me cold through that tight ass hole a third time. Baby got protection against that the first time out, not back up and back out again, okay? Traumatized like a motherfucker throughout my life. I was tested for allergies. They had to do like 100-something little picture tests on my back. That's traumatizing to do to a little child. To decide to give him shots in both arms twice a week for a year. Followed by shots in each arm once a week for a year. Followed by shots in each arm once every 2 weeks for a year. Followed by shots in each arm once every 3 weeks for a year. Followed by shots in each arm once every 4 weeks for a year. And you don't want them to grow. Oh, yeah. And while you're doing that, you put them on Ritalins and Dexedrine. And hey, you get surprised when he grows up and becomes a meth addict with a religion based on the carbon atom. That the Latin name is meth for that particular thing. Carbon atom in Latin is meth. Okay? You make a drug named after it. And I get on that with my history. How do you explain your ability to tell me that, hey, I do my meth to make my day last 1,000 years like God's and be an eternal watcher to wait for the Messiah? You expect to lock me up and punish me for my beliefs based on that history of my health that was done to me before I was an adult? Wrong. That's my fucking beef. Really. They took my freedom of religion from me and punished me for it. And my freedom of speech has been stepped on too. And I've been persecuted and put in jail. I really have, sir. Against my will. For those reasons alone. My freedom of speech. And because of my religion. It seems like a violation to me. Fuck you guys. Your cell can't hold me. I will never be locked down again for that. I don't do that anymore. I quit doing that so I can make a rant about it and talk about it. And if they show up and say, hey, piss in his cup, you think you're a fucking twat, I can be clean and say, no, I'm not. I'm sober. I quit that. These are my religious beliefs, not my fucking want to intend to do habit. So, you diagnosed me wrong. Again, just like the Mental Institute did. So, I get this idea to go on my fucking rant and tell everybody